day. Build a website you love with Wix.
Hey! Oh, I don't know if that's too loud. Hold on, let me lower my mic a bit. I'm a little loud. Hi! I'm back streaming again. Isn't that cool? Isn't that fun? Also, look at my cool little look at my cool room. Wow, I can't speak. So if we remove this hold up. Let me see, where is remove this, look at that. I'm both a Red Bull and a Monster drinker. That's awesome. And then, as you can see, new pngtuber. I actually have different little thingies. Not little thingies, different little cosmetics. So I have this one, which is what I'm gonna use for stream. And then what was I gonna say? And then, okay, let's just go through the entire thing. So look at my cool little room, super awesome. I also have a night mode, which is super awesome, super cool. I kind of messed up with the stars over here, but whatever. We're not, it's not nighttime right now, so we're gonna turn off night mode. So I got like little references on the shelf. Teto's my favorite, so Teto's of course more than Miku. Not really. I think Miku and Teto are pretty even with each other, whatever, but I have some stickers on my tablet. I don't actually have a drawing tablet. Too broke for that. I'm so sorry the stream is so scuffed, because I haven't streamed in a while, so I'm like... So like, yeah. We're gonna be cooking on FL Studio today, so we're not gonna be doing... I was gonna play a game on Saturday, but I really didn't feel like it. I slept in way too late. And then I didn't feel like playing anything today, and I was also cooking up a song, so I thought, why not couch the creature in the wild and just, like, look at me making music, I guess. Okay. Hold on. The chat background is off-center. I hate it when that happens. Yeah. Cool new room. Cool new everything. Look at that, super awesome. Super cool. It would be so awesome. It would be so cool. Shut up. Okay, anyways. Yep. We're just gonna see how things go. I'm gonna pause the music because this is a music making stream. I'm not gonna put on someone else's music. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's just get on with it. So, okay. What did I just do? Okay. All right. So look at this. This is my FL Studio theme, by the way. I use the default FL Studio theme. It's too gross, so I decided to go for a little bit more of a dark mode. Also, by the way, whoever the heck uses the cherry theme, I genuinely want you to get your eyes checked. Like, that's harsh. I feel bad for you. Anyway, look at this. Look at this cool little epic stuff I've been cooking for the past 2 days? I'd say technically 2 days. Because, I started making this on Friday, and then it kind of like grew into this big thing. So, let's listen to what we got so far. I'm gonna break it down, do a simple little breakdown of this trash beat right here, and we're gonna see how y'all think of it. Or VOD watchers, mostly VOD watchers, because there's not really no one watching the stream right now. I don't mean to be that type of streamer, but really no one is watching my stream because the stream is so sudden. But whatever. Look at this. Listen to this. Alright, that's what we got. Oh, shoot. Okay, there we go. That's what we got. So basically, what we have is... Okay, let's break it down real quick. So what's the first part? So the first part is what I like to call the epic piano sample. Where is it? No, not there. Here. We have the epic piano sample. Right here. Right? And that epic piano sample is... actually... Hold on. I'm just gonna save this project real quick if I haven't. I'm gonna open up... let's see, where is it? Chords only. So chords only. This is what I quote unquote sampled. I made my own sample. I used FL keys, which is like, oh, FL keys use FL keys. Yeah, I can't freaking afford other plugins because I'm poor. Anyway, sorry, that was really mean. So I used FL keys, and what I did, we'd remove all these effects right here. I was gonna set them to the default, but then I realized no, I don't want to do anything else to these. So I modified the original FL keys, or I modified the original knobs to the FL key plugin itself. So it sounds like this when I modify it a bit, because originally it doesn't look like this. So I modified it, and it sounds like this. It sounds like absolute doo-doo water still. Sorry, I don't know how to be a streamer, and I kind of forgot how to stream and commentate on things, so I'm just kind of yapping about my song. So we got this. Hold on. Sounds like absolute dog water. I put a sound godizer on that, so now it sounds like this. It still sounds like dog water. And then I put an EQ, which... I just go by ear, okay? I kinda don't need, quote, professional producers to judge my freaking EQ format, because first off, I'm not a professional. It's in the chat. I literally specifically put it there just in case if people are like, oh, this person thinks they're a pro. No, I'm not. I'm like a person that messes around on FL Studio. So, what we got here is this wavy little EQ right here, and I basically just wave it to whatever sounded good to me, so that way it can stray away from sounding like the original FL Key plugin. So this is what it sounds like without the EQ, with EQ, without EQ, with EQ. It just sounds louder and still sounds like doo-doo water. So I put oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, turned the little knob on the sound godizer thing right here. And I also turned the knob on this next plugin, which is Fruity Blood Overdrive. First off, I want to preface, I think I forgot to preface this before, but I don't have any plugins, any expensive plugins, anything. I don't have, the only thing I have that is, that's just a bunch of packs, and my stream is lagging. That's just a bunch of packs for almond breaks. So, oh my god, look at that, an error? And my computer's lagging. Oh, that's awesome. Cool. Sorry, I'm nitpicking my stream. Anyways, so, if you look over here, I'm gonna be using literally all free provided FL Studio plugins. Now, naturally, you're like, no, I'm not gonna do the assuming thing. That's kind of mean. So usually it's not really recommended to use free FL plugins because it's just not what people want. People want something better, so they kind of just spend their money on FL Studio plugins. Good for them. I don't have that money though, so instead I just use what I have and I make myself sound okay. So yeah, so here we have. This is with the sound goodizer and the equalizer. Still sounds like dog water, but then I put the Fruity Blood Overdrive. It doesn't sound any different. I just realized. So it doesn't sound any different. So it sounds like this. It just sounds more harsh, you could say that. It sounds slightly more harsh. And I put another sound goodizer. This one's originally on the C. This one's on the A. So let's turn that on and see how that sounds. Ah, there's some color. I like to describe it as color. I don't know. It just sounds like color to me. So this is without the sound goodizer. With a little bit more colorful. So first off, I also want to preface, I am not a music theorist. I nerd a lot about different notes and stuff, but that's only because I use the knowledge I know and annoy people with it sometimes. So, no, I barely know any music theory. I just do whatever sounds good to me instead of just I just do, okay? I do things. Shut up. Anyways. So we look here. As you can see, I love F sharp, my favorite freaking note. And I wanted to do this thing. I originally wanted to go for A sharp, but then I was like, no. So I did the arrangement of this, and I decided to move it down, and I'm like, okay, that sounds good. And then I realized, and then I tried exporting it as an MP3, and it didn't work. It didn't work how I wanted it to, so I'm like, shoot. That's stupid. Why did I do that? So, I did another project because I didn't think about saving the chords. Wow. And I basically redid it. So this is kind of like a slightly tampered with version of the chords I was originally going for. So this is. I decided to kind of. What was my mood going for here? Okay, so this is like the first part. I don't know if that sounds good or not to y'all, but it does to me, so it sounds pretty awesome. It sounds pretty messy, and I like messy songs that are able to have some coherency. I don't know how to describe what I just said, but here, listen to this. I don't know what chord that is, so you tell me, music theorists, if it's even an actual chord. So we got this, and I decided to go a little up, so I moved some notes. And we decided to go for like a how would I describe this? There's like a really smart way to describe this. So we have up, and then we have up, and then here's what I like to call the third, because I feel like if we were to view this as numbers, this would be 1, this would be 2, this would be 3, and this would be 4. So if there is like 1 was repeated a second time, but like one thing or like 2 things were slightly altered, it would be something of like a sharp or something, whatever works that makes things sound smarter. So we have this, decided to go down, or what I like to call cluttered. Now I'm doing like a hand motion, you can't even see my hands, but it's like compressed. I decided to like smush it down more. So see how smushed it looks a little? Wait, no. Okay, so I know what changed. So the D sharp went to E natural, and the C sharp went to B natural, and the F sharp stayed the same. Things pretty much stayed the same except for like 2 notes. I'm pretty sure. Or I removed a note, whatever. So we have this, So it's like, ew. Why does it sound like that? I made it sound like that so it sounded perfect. It's meant to sound odd, and it's like, oh well, that's just to excuse your bad music taste. Why am I making so many assumptions today? I really don't know how to be a streamer anymore. Like, dang. Okay, go off, I guess. But like, I need to stream more often to get better. Okay, so I'm gonna do it again. All right, we have that. Sounds okay. Sounds cool. Ooh. And then we have this part, which is like what I like to call the natural ending. So it's like. So, as you can see, one has changed into. One was literally changed down like 2 bars. So we have this, and then we have this. So things sound a little bit more happier or more confusing. I also like to call this the confusing ending, so it goes like this. Now, what I did here is I exported this again, but this time saved the project. So it like, I don't know how it's saving things in FL works. I like I said, I dilly-dally on this program and I click buttons and I'm like, oh hee hee, that sounds awesome. So, what I did was I made a new song, which is song 3. And as we can see here, this is the exact same piano sample. So, we're gonna get rid of all the filters that I put on here, okay? So, as we can see here, let's focus on this part. I'm basically just going to be yapping about my unfinished song. So yeah. As we can see here, we have also, by the way, if you just like a random person yapping about their crappy music projects, and like continue watching and also subscribe. Okay, that's the only shameless plug I'm just going to put in for myself. Anyways, so as you can see, this is the exact same sample that I made, and I basically chopped it up. And I liked the idea of chopped up, harsh, colorful pianos. So we have the first part in this first bar, the second part in this second bar, and then the third part in the third bar, and the ending part with the fourth bar being like what I like to call the natural sound. What I like to call. I need to stop saying so many words. Holy crap, I need to stream more often. So, we have, this is what it sounds like without the intro part, I guess. Maybe I should add risers when the beat hits, but whatever. So, this is what it sounds like, all chopped up. Oh, it's still, what? No, turn it off. Turn it off. What is it doing? Oh, I know what it's doing. I put a freaking, what did I do? Shoot, what did I do? Oh, it's still on. The fruity filter's still on. So, alright. Basically, basically ruined the analysis. So, this is what it sounds like all chopped up. Okay, so I don't know if it's supposed to, because I swear it sounded much different to me. But whatever. So this is, I'm just gonna play it again and see if there's anything wrong with it. Okay, so hold on, let's just mute everything else. So what we have here is the sample just chopped up, right? Ooh, hey! Hey Darius. So I'm just basically gonna be, technically this is supposed to be like an FL stream where I just like make beats and stuff. So all I'm doing right now today is just yapping about how like my unfinished beat is. I'm gonna be yapping about it, basically trying to explain it in a way that sounds smart, but I actually have zero clue what I'm doing, and then try and build upon it this stream, because I was gonna play a game last. I said that last week in a community post, and I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore this week. So I decided to do a Sunday stream where I just explain my music. So all right, back to explaining my mess. So what we have here is this sample. Okay, right? And I'm like, yeah, cool, okay. I basically did this before adding these little automations. I literally forgot all of my vocabulary as soon as I hit the start stream. Been listening along, nice to have it in the background. Cool, thank you. How long have you been making music? So, how... Hold on, I actually need to check this. I legit forgot when my first song was released, because before I got FL, I used a different program, which was kind of, I wouldn't say crappy, just in case, like, I get noticed by them, which, by the way, will never happen, but just in case if I do, I'm just not gonna dog on them. It just wasn't super good quality, so let's see the content real quick. So technically my first song, even though it was more so ambience, was... Oh, that was a year ago. So the first song, air quotes, was in March 10th of last year. So yeah, I've been making music for about a year. And technically more if you count the failed attempts that I tried doing with making music. But, you know, I don't think Chrome Music Lab counts. So, yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Holy crap, my brain just froze. Anyways. I'm basically that far too. Oh, you're a music producer too? Awesome. Radical. Radical. I love having my fellow music producers in my chat, which I've never had before. But yeah. Yep. Yep. Alright. Dude, I need to start streaming more. Holy crap, I'm having massive freaking brain lags. Okay. Alright, back to yapping about this. So, as we can see, the piano sample I made. And originally I was arranging this, and before I added the automations, I was like, let's add the almond breaks. Okay? The almond breaks are like my little touch, my little sprinkle of, yeah, that's how you know I made it. No, not all people who use almond breaks are in their songs are basically putting my touch in there. Almond breaks are almond breaks. I just make music and I press buttons and I'm like, hee hee, that's awesome. Anyway, so I have this little almond break section in the second part of the song where I repeated the same chopped up samples. So this is what it sounds like from the beginning, and then this is the second part with the almond breaks unmuted. Okay, so here's the thing. When I listened to this, I was like, okay, it sounds nice, but there's like something missing. You know, it doesn't sound super incorporated, I guess. If I were to put it that way. It doesn't sound very incorporated. So, what I did was I basically lowered the volume. It's on the insert too, by the way. I swear I'm gonna organize it. I organize all my songs, but right now I'm just like, I don't want to organize right now. I'm just gonna make. So, for right now, it's unorganized. So, I lowered the volume on the almond part, and then I actually technically did the rest of the instrumentals before adding a bunch of the intro effects, but we're just gonna cover the intro effects. Anyway, so, I'm just gonna turn... Is the fruity filter still on? Oh my god! Did I for real forget to turn that off? Why does it turn on by... Why does it turn on automatically? That's so weird. Why does that happen? Well, turn it off. Okay, so apparently you just can't hear the original anymore, so that's kind of annoying. So no matter how many... I'm just gonna turn it all the way down. There we go, that sounds... Okay. I'm gonna turn it back up again. Sorry, my program was freaking rage baiting me. Alright, so, we have that part. So, what did I do next? So, shoot. Speak! Okay. How do I I'm so mad with myself. I am really struggling to even speak about my own song and even stream and commentate. This is actually agonizingly annoying. I'm practically rage baiting myself. Alright, so I added this. This is the fruity filter that has been rage baiting me on my master section of the mixer. Anyways, I decided to add this little intro effect where, as we can see here, if we go here, things kind of, you know, turn the knobs, and there's speak. Oh my god, dude, I need to stream more. I've said this multiple times. I need to start streaming more. It's been like I think 6 months since my last stream, which, by the way, really concerning. But yeah, mental rage bait. Honestly, that's legit what's happening right now. I've been putting off streaming and just putting off content for so long, so much so to the point where I've lost my muscle memory, my natural internet comedian in me, and I've now just become an NPC, and it's so stupid and it's so sad. So I hopefully by 2026 will be turning a new leaf and becoming a better streamer. At least I hope so. I really can't completely guarantee. So, as we can see, we have this little filter thingy for the cutoff frequency. So this is what it sounds like with the thing on. Ooh, cool little sounding thing. That sounds so cool, doesn't it? Ooh, little intro part. Alright. So now... No, that's the bass part. Now, we're gonna get into the other thing, which is this. Which I messed with the high pass, which basically I think cuts off the high frequencies, so it like passes through a low filter. So the low pass either cuts off the high frequencies or it cuts off the low frequencies. And yeah, so this is with it off. This is with it on. Okay, so... Oh, it's the high pass. Oh, I'm so dumb, bro. And it goes down. Look at that. So cool. Alright, and then this was a staple in my last song. All that matters is you're doing it again. Hardest part is always the beginning and being consistent. True. That is so true. I have been told so many times, and by told, I mean I've been scrolling on my FYP, on my shorts, and I get a lot of motivational stuff for content creators, and they keep on constantly saying consistency. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can of course do consistency. In the situation I'm in right now, I kind of can't do it. But I think to me, I have to have some sort of, like, self-discipline. So instead of just saying, oh, I can't do this because of my current state, I'm gonna do what I can with what I have right now and be consistent, so that way I can further kickstart myself more. Holy vocabulary. I think. Hold on. I was literally about to cook on stream and now I'm doing a motivational thingy. So, I think when it comes to just being a consistent content creator, of course it's consistency. You have to continue what you're doing so that way not only you're going to get good at it, but the more you constantly post, the more likely you are to have your content be pushed out to other people. And if you're constantly doing things, then people are most likely going to acknowledge you because you're constantly doing things. Now, that's how I view it. Not everyone views the same things that I do the same way I do, but that's just how I look at it. And that's what my brain says right now in my current streamer FL Studio Cooker mindset. Yeah. Alrighty. So, back to yapping. That's not even an option, that's just reality. True, true. Consistency is important. Yeah. If you want like a nutshell of basically what I just said, just consistency is really important. If you're wanting to be acknowledged, you're gonna have to constantly do things in order to just be acknowledged in general. If you're putting in effort, people will actually notice you and you'll be okay. If you're not putting in actual effort, if you're not trying, if you're not constantly doing things over and over again, if you're not constantly trying, then what's the point of going on oh, I will one day get popular? The one day will be justified when you're constantly doing things over and over again. And when you're going through that consistency, then that's when you get the excuse to say, "Hey, one day I'll blow up." Because if you're if you're just relying on chance, sure, chance has like a 0.9% chance of getting you there, but I think what's most likely going to happen is you're going to have to be consistent. And that's what I fail it's what I failed to do is be consistent. I don't want to speak too much about my personal life, but I've been trying to be more consistent about, being caught up on certain stuff, you know, and actually focusing on myself, which is why I haven't been streaming often and why I haven't been doing things. But if I want this to be my job and to actually hold my future, then I'm gonna have to be consistent right now. Like, what's like there? It's no later. There's no before because we're already past before. It's now. Like, there's no better time than now to be consistent. So I feel like if I'm gonna be content creator, I want to try. So that's yeah. Mhm. Yep. By the way, no, I'm not a professional content creator. Like I said, I am a person that presses buttons and laughs. Yep. Anyway, all right. I'm back to not being David Goggins Lunar. I'm back to being producer funny haha Lunar. So, anyways, this little automation clip you see here swoops down. What does that do? So basically, in one of my previous songs using FL, what I did was I put the destructor plugin on literally every single thing on every single instrument. Now, I think it sounded a lot. Hold on, there's a fly on my screen. Oh, it flew away. Basically, what I did was, is the chat not showing? Hold on, is it? Oh, there it is. Yep, there it is. But the text is white, so you can't freaking read it. SMH. SMH. Oh god, why did my throat do that? Why did my throat just decide to Ow. Dude, what the heck? Oh, that was unpleasant. Oh, I hated that. Oh. Ow. Ugh. That's the punishment I get for yapping. Oh my god, I'm sorry if my coughs are so loud. Dude, that's what I get. SMH. Alright, googly moogly. That was awful. Alright. Alright. Let's catch up on chat. That's exactly where I'm at, so I've been finally getting my priorities straight, and I'm starting to put my beats now too. Cool, awesome. That is super awesome. Consistency, consistency is super duper awesome. Please keep doing what you're doing. Sorry, oof. I don't know why my throat just decided to do that. Yap, thank you. I've been practicing my yapping skills, and by practicing, I mean I yap every single day to myself and constantly be delusional. Which isn't healthy. I don't freaking care, though, so... Yeah. Okay, for a second the chat was showing. So I don't know why it's not showing right now. Dude, this thing is filled with so many freaking... This thing is filled with so many freaking scuffs. Holy dukes. Well, it was showing for a second, so we're just gonna, I'm gonna mess with it later. But I need to start explaining my stuff. So, the Destructor plugin. This goes down. One of my past songs made in FL used a Destructor plugin. Basically, put it on every single thing except for one of the basses. I don't recommend you do that because unless you want a cleaner sounding song, I think it is best you try and find like a free plugin. Like I said, I'm not using any bot plugins. I'm using the literal stock FL Studio plugin, which, by the way, is not recommended, but 1, I don't have money. 2, I don't care to download anything. The only thing that I have that is not plugin or FL related is these almond breaks, which were not provided. So, yeah. Anyways, the Destructor plugin basically makes everything bit crushed, and by that I mean if you set it to the lo-fi preset, which just has the bit crush thingy. Dude. Alright. Which just has the bit crush thingy. What this does is... Oh. Sorry, my mouse is lagging. What this does is it basically bit crushes whatever thing it's set to. And it's set to the master. So it's basically going to bit crush everything for a certain amount of time. So as we can see here, it's multi-bit crushed, and then it goes down. And then the filter cuts off right here because I thought if I didn't completely turn it off, then it'd sound really off. So, this is what it sounds like without. Well, I guess it's on now, so regardless if I turn off this track, it's just gonna continue playing. So, whatever. Listen to this with the bit crush on. Alright, so then we get to the second part. Okay, I think I've coughed all my last coughs. There's another fly on my screen. And it's gone. So, now we get to the second part, which is basically where the beat drops. I'm debating on whether or not to put, a riser, because, low-key, I kinda don't care whether or not there's a riser, because usually my song just starts immediately. Man, I hate having freaking fruit flies rage bait me. Holy crap. Ugh. And I'm still super mad about the chat bug thingy. Unless it's the text color. No, that didn't change anything. It just made it, it still made it invisible. Invisible when you can't even say my name. Has the memory gone? Are you feeling numb? Sorry, I'll stop. Get out! Alright. Okay. Here's where we get to the second part, which is basically the bass. Okay, so without everything, without all this percussion stuff, because yes, this is all percussion, we have the bass, which what I used for the bass was, hold on, I'm actually going to close the playlist real quick. What I used for the bass was, here we go, this thing, and I think it set itself to all the sine waves, so it's either I set it to all the sine waves, or it set itself to all the sine waves. So, basically, I sent this just to minus 12, minus 24, to make it sound more bassy, because if I were to do this, it'd sound like a regular synth. But if I turn this down, a little bit more bassy, I would say. And then, if we go to this, I put on some little effects. So I'm going to turn off these effects. What it sounds like. Put on a little EQ. Again, for the love of everything, do not judge my freaking EQ. I mess around, and I mess around with different FL2 hickeys. So, this is what it sounds like without. With. Basically no difference, other than I wanted more lower frequencies, because apparently if you have higher frequencies, your songs sound much more amateur. You don't have to listen to me, by the way. Literally everything I'm saying is just yap, so... Dang it, the fly was on my freaking hand. Okay? It's not even... Oh. So it turns out that actually, that was the almond break. I was explaining a completely different instrument. Alright. So, the EQ actually looks like this, which is even weirder. So, this is what it sounds like with all of them turned off. Very basic. This is sound goodizer on, much more fuller, put on overdrive, harsher, then I put on the EQ. Sounds more rounded in my opinion. Okay. And then I decided to... I got a freaking cough again. I decided to copy and paste the notes for the piano sample I made and only use the high parts. So I did D sharp. Dang. So this is what it sounds like. No. The pattern. Very bassy. I don't know why, but to me the bass for some reason sounds kind of corny. I don't know how to describe it, but to me it just does. So, yeah. Alright, so that's the bass. Okay? So now, we have the bass part. It still sounds really empty, but at least there's some instrumental put into it. I'm just gonna explain the rest of the percussion as fast as I possibly can, because I want to get to cooking. So, then we have this little kick drum that I decimated with a bunch of different effects. And by bunch, I mean legit two. So, get over here. So, we have the kick, which is just simple that. It's just simple. I thought I clicked something real quick. I'm low-key getting even more delusional. So, look at this. Literally just the one of the default FL Studio kits kicks. This is what it sounds like without the effects. Very basic. You can most likely tell if you're that much of a FL nerd what kick that is. So I put some reverb on it. Really subtle reverb. Oh, it just moved down. Why did it do that? So very subtle reverb. You can tell it's there, but it's not like in your face. It's not like blinding. Then I put some dist on it, so it sounds much more harsher. Also, I forgot to mention, like, 2 weeks ago, I was like sick. So I'm technically still sick, but I'm technically not sick. Shut up. Anyways, that's the kick part, right? Very simple. Okay, if we mute everything else and we just have the kick, this is what it sounds like. Oh, the destructor is still on. Okay, you know what? Let's turn these all on. Yep. Alright, now it sounds better. Anyways, now we're gonna get to the snare. I'm literally doing this lightning round. So, we have the snare, which is just this. Another one of the default FL provided snares, but I absolutely ruined it. Not really ruined it, but I just kind of enhanced it, I'd say, with effects. So I added reverb, again, that's still kind of subtle. And then a destructor to make it sound a little bit more harsher. So this is what it sounds like with the snare. I'm making myself mad. This is really unhealthy. Alright. Really simple, right? And then we get to the little crash section right here. Don't worry about these, we'll get to these in a bit. They look really messy, but trust me, they work so well. So, we have, little... Dude, I need to be better at organization. We have little... What's this called again? Hats. I added a hat, okay? I added this hat, I'm pretty sure. So this is what the hat sounds like. Very dancecore, I guess. No, what? No, what? No, what? You know what? I don't even know what type of songs I'm making at this point. I say it's breakcore, I say it's jungle, I'd say this is the nepo baby between breakcore and jungle, okay? You could say, oh, I'm genreless, I'm a mysterious genreless producer, and I don't really attach myself to any type of genre. I make music. It's literally all I do. I don't have to attach myself to any type of genre, I just make freaking music. Anyway. So, we got this hat. Super epic, super awesome. And let's listen to it with the song. That's some grooviness right there. So if we turn on the rest of these, then it should sound good, right? Oh, that sounds really empty. I mean, it still sounds good, but it's empty. It's missing something. So, I have no idea if I'm, like, quieter or louder than the desktop audio, but whatever. So as we can hear, it sounds a little empty. So we're gonna mute the rest of these and let the perks be the start of the show. I call them perks. Yes, I call them perks. So we got this pattern right here, and it's like, ooh, this is scary. Not necessarily. I messed around with these 3 little thingies. So first we have this, which is something. It's like a little... I like to call this the dustpan. It sounds nothing like a dustpan. And then we have this, which is a slightly smaller dustpan. Again, it's not a dustpan. And then we have this. I like to call this a little Nicky Knocky. Okay, the little knocky. And I went into the piano roll, set them all to the same pattern, and it's like, ooh, what is this? And then we're gonna get into this first. So, originally I wanted to do this little pattern thingy with these below, but I decided to add some more groove with extra ones. So this is what it sounds like. Hold on, I don't know if it's just gonna simply... I don't think I can mute any of these because they're put all to the same thing. So, I decided to add little shaky with the up top, and decided to mess with the frequency, the velocity. Let me know. Okay, I'm cringing at myself. So I decided to change the velocity to make this sound more realistic, because with more jungle beats, if you're producing them digitally without no actual kits, like without no actual samples, then changing velocity, I heard, really helps. So I decided to add that, and it's like, yeah, it sounds pretty epic. And then, with the second thing, with a slightly smaller dustpan, at least I think it's a slightly smaller dustpan, yeah, I think it is, I decided to do some little trippy things. This is like the stoner of the perks. So it's just kind of doing whatever, right? And then we have the clank, which is really funny, because clanker. Sorry, decided to throw in my daily clanker to show my hate for clankers. Anyway, what am I on about? Alright, so, see this little velocity thingies? That's cool because that adds depth. I like to call it depth because it adds depth, okay? So, it goes like up and then slightly goes up a bit, and then I kind of just rinsed and repeat the same thing, but this time it's no up. And then this time it is up, and then there's no up. And so this is what the perks sound like. Oh, I forgot that. Hold on. I don't know why the... Hold on, let me just turn all these off, because you're listening to the bit crushed version, and I don't want that. Okay, so this is what it sounds like. You can hear the little knock, and then it's just like, this is just transposed up, and this is transposed down. Whoa, super epic! No, it's not. Anyway, and then we have the larger dustpan, and this is where the shaky comes in. See, sounds pretty chaotic. Sounds pretty like an alright drum beat on its own, even though it's not a drum beat. It's meant to complement the drum beat. So, when we incorporate it with the rest of the things, the rest of the percussion, the rest of everything, it sounds like this. I forgot to turn on these. It's so freaking annoying. Alright. Sounds much more groovier, in my opinion. Alright, jam time over. So, you can probably see this little waveform under here, and you're like, oh yeah, that's an almond break. You guessed it, that's another almond break. So I decided to add a little almond break because it sounded a little empty, because this is what it's like with the almond break. Here's what it sounds like without. With. I'd say much more groovier. So, there it is. That's the yapping recap of my song. So now we're gonna get to actually adding things to the song. So, we have so far is pretty cool, but I think it lacks melodic stuff. So, I'm gonna try and find a cool little pad to just kind of make up for the absolute dog waterness of the chopped up piano sample. Also, for those who weren't there in the beginning of the stream, the piano sample, I actually used FL keys and proceeded to decimate it with a bunch of different effects. And then it sounded okay. Yep. Alright, so. What should I do? Alright. I'm just gonna look through and give myself a little visual recap of what I think I'm supposed to do. Alright, I'm looking. Alright, I know what to do now. I'm gonna add a new pattern. Yep. And then I'm gonna let's do some flex. I love me some flex. I love flex. We're just gonna oh, that's not how it freaking works. Of course that's not how it works. Everything is so freaking laggy. Hold on, maybe my mouse is dying. I'm gonna plug in my mouse and hopefully things will work. Oh no, my mouse is lopsided. This is so freaking aggravating. What did I do? Alright. You review beats? I'm still new and I know your style's a bit different, but just another perspective always helps. I actually don't really review beats. But if you're wanting me to review your beats, like, where do you post them? You post them on, like, your YouTube channel? Do you post them on SoundCloud? Because I have a SoundCloud. It's in my channel description on my homepage on my channel. Anyways, SoundCloud in my homepage channel description. Anyway, if you have a SoundCloud, if you have like any way you share your music, I definitely be up to listening to it. I got a link on a SoundCloud. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Oh, you're gonna check out my SoundCloud? At least I think that's what it says. Sorry, I don't like assuming. But if you're gonna check out my SoundCloud, radical. Also, you still can't read the freaking chat because just now it just decided to work. The fog is coming. Anyways. Alright. Now it should be... Oh. Now it just decides to not work anymore. That's just awesome. Hey, baseball. That's the link to the beat. Oh, you're Fire Games? What's up, dude? What's up, chat? What's up? Dude, I should stop. Holy smokes. I should stop. Okay. Alright. Hi! Alright. Yeah. If it's on, hold on. If it's on your channel, let me see. Ooh, you do have some beats. You do have some stuff. Alright, what beat do you want me to listen to? And tell me, chef's choice. What beat do you want me to listen to? I am open-minded right now. I'd rather honest feedback and another perspective. If you don't like it, I completely get it. It's not on SoundCloud. Okay. They're old. Oh, okay. I get it. Old stuff. Okay, cool. Alright, so you just want me to choose a random one? If that's alright? Hey, say hello, 6'7". 6'7". I'm going insane. I'm going insane. One's on YouTube are old. The SoundCloud one is the one I made this morning. Oh, you do have a SoundCloud. Okay, cool. Rad. Radical. Hold on. I just realized I am so slow. I could literally just go to SoundCloud. Because I have a SoundCloud myself. Alright. Side quests. I started making videos on my channel. Actually, holy smokes! I gotta check out your channel after this. I'm just gonna do it right now, guys. Subscribe to Fire Games as well as myself. And by Fire Games, I mean baseball. Hi, Sir Gold. Hello. I'm guessing you don't want to click on any links. I am suspicious of links. I am like tinfoil hat suspicious of links. So, yeah. What's your SoundCloud username? On the one with the 11 jersey. Holy crap, I need to get back into the gig of streaming. This is so enraging to just listen to myself and be like, ooh, I'm corny as heck. I'm gonna start. Wait, is that FL Studio? Yes, this is FL Studio. Yeah, this is FL Studio. I got FL Studio not that long ago, like maybe like a few months ago, and I made like technically 3 songs. I don't know if you would even count the Bad 808 a beat and like an actual genuine beat, but Stargazer is a genuine song I made. But yeah, it's on my YouTube channel and my SoundCloud. Shameless self promo. All right, I'm gonna reducer and I use FL Studio. Good choice, bro. Yay! I love FL Studio too. I thought it was like super confusing to use, and then I realized, oh wait, it's actually not that bad. But let me just go on my villain arc real quick. I'm come here. Yeah, come here. Yep. A little closer. Yep. I don't know what the deal with this. I don't know what the deal is with Ableton users. Let's talk about Ableton real quick, yeah? Why the frick would someone use Ableton? I don't get it. It's like Apple and Android. It's like, sure, you're getting a different experience. It might be easier for you, but why would you want something easier and more expensive? Why? Tell me, you filthy Ableton users, why you use Ableton for your songs. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Is it easier for you? But I don't think it's easier to rent a suite to use a program and to be in school to use Ableton. I don't get it. I don't use Ableton, so I technically don't have any right to judge. But I'm gonna judge anyway because that's a choice that I've made. Anyway, I'm done with my villain arc. All right, back on topic. Holy smokes, I'm most likely the embodiment of ADHD. Heyo. Anyway, holy crap! I need to catch up on what y'all are saying. I am so slow. You won my respect and also my sub. Thank you for subscribing. I don't know if my alerts are even working. And they probably aren't. And that's really sad to think about. That my alerts, literally nothing is working. So I'm gonna... Hold on, I'm gonna get rid of my alerts. And I'm gonna add them back in. And I'm gonna see if that changes anything. Or if it doesn't. I don't care. Nothing I do ever changes anything. I'm just a little speck in the Earth's population. Shut up. Anyways. Where's the alert? Alerts. Add. Alerts. Yep. Okay. They're there. They're up. I'd say Ableton is the Android and FL Studio is Apple. Actually? Because Ableton is mostly Apple-based, and FL Studio is just mainstream-based. Because most people who use Ableton most likely have Macs, like MacBooks. So, I mean, yeah, I'd say FL Studio is Apple, and well, I really can't be talking. I have an Android. Whatever. Ableton is just another filthy program that's used by other people who refuse to use FL Studio because they refuse to accept the fact that other people use FL Studio. So they're like, oh, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna gonna use a different program that costs more, and I'm just gonna use a different program that literally has sweets, things you could purchase to use that program. And it's really unnecessary, and I like that because that's different. That's probably what you guys think, you filthy Ableton users. Anyways, how many songs do you make? I produce pretty irregularly, so on like I don't know, probably like 67-degree temperature, rainy day, most likely a little bit humid or a little bit dry. Maybe I'll upload a song. By the way, what I just said was like a complete lie. I literally have no upload schedule on my songs. I click buttons and I go, haha, that's funny, I'm gonna upload it. Anyway, I make like 200. Ding! 200? 200? Bro is mass producing. Props to you. I use FL Studio and I'm on Mac. Lol. Well, I'd say when it comes to like people that make music on Ableton, they most likely have laptops. I've never seen, except for like one person, I've never seen a filthy Ableton user use Ableton on a regular PC. And not just a laptop. Yeah. Alright. What was I doing? Oh yeah. Checking out one of my viewers' SoundClouds. Yes. So Ivan with a blue emoji. Okay. Let's check out your stuff, Ivan. Let's check out your stuff. Hold up. So you said it was blue emoji PFP. I don't think I can find it. I'm either really slow, because I can't find... No. What? No, not the... It put like a full entire name. I just want simply just Ivan. Holy crap, how many producers are named Ivan? Holy smokes. I'm looking. Chat, be patient. I talked a lot about attention span. Hope y'all have okay attention. I hope y'all gained some okay attention span while I was gone. I'm just gonna like scroll with my scroll wheel. I don't like scrolling on my scroll wheel with my mouse because it sounds so odd. Like it's oddly creaky and I don't like it. Oh my giggity, I can't find it. You know what? No, that sounds mean. I'm sorry. I sound mean. I'm sorry. That was really mean. And make our songs for games like FNF. FNF? Holy shoot. FNF mentioned? I love Friday Night Funkin'. By the way, I actually kind of planned on like doing a stream where I 100% Friday Night Funkin' because I'm actually a really goated rhythm game player. You know why? Because I played Project Sekai, and that had both gambling, anime, Miku, and rhythm games. So that's why I'm good at rhythm games. Cool. So I'm a strawberry. Rad. I'm gonna post more, but the one I got there is the one I made this morning. I have a SoundCloud on YouTube. Ooh, yummy. I'll bring it up instantly. Oh, cool. 2 seconds. I have 2 seconds in SoundCloud because I lost my old account. No! Geometry Dash! Oh. I'd see how Geometry Dash could be better. But to be honest, I don't care about Geometry Dash. What am I on about, bro? Okay. And just copy and paste your message, and it should bring it up instantly. Sure thing, sure thing. No! Oh, wait, hold on. Let's get it. Everything! Oh, there we go. I found it! I found it, chat. I found it. Alright, we're gonna take a listen to your beat, and we're gonna see how it sounds. Okay? I'm gonna listen to it the full 2 minutes. I knocked over my Lego Kuromi. We're gonna listen to the 22 minutes and 55 seconds of Ivan's song. And by the way, just to mention, I'm not a professional producer. Like I said, like probably a bajillion times, I click random buttons and I listen to a bunch of different music and I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. I either get really nerdy with songs or I just listen to it and I'm like, hee hee, so funny. Anyways, be mean, be honest. Okay, all right. I usually don't like being mean because I don't. I look back at my past and I'm like, ooh, that was really rude of me. So I'm trying to be a better, nicer person. But I will give it some criticisms. I will give you my view of your song through my eyes and my ears. Definitely not your style, but let's see. All right. Well, who knows? Let's listen to this. I don't know what other song just played, but that was not the song. Okay, so, finished listening to the song. Okay, so, how do I feel about it? So, like you said, it's not really songs I'd listen to myself. You know, it's not really what I'd listen to on the daily. But here's the thing, that doesn't mean that it's not good, okay? Because it's sounds pretty cool, you know? I'm like I said, I'm not a professional, so unless you want like a really harsh critique, like really dissects your song like a freaking frog in science or something, I don't know what other example, but unless you want a full dissection, maybe a professional producer would be better. I don't know. Unless you see me as a professional, then hee hee, thank you. Um, the way I see it and the way I hear it, it's nice, you know? Very bassy. I like the bass. I do have a thing for like ear rumbling bass and car rumbling bass. Even though it's music that I personally wouldn't listen to on my day to day, that doesn't mean that there aren't people out there that don't like that particular type of music, because there are people that like music like that. So, my honest judgments and opinions, the song is good. I wouldn't listen to it on the daily. I like the bass. It's simple, and if I were to give it a score from 1 to 10, I'd give it like a 6, 7. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'd give it a 7 or an 8. I'd give it a 7.5. Really nice, really cool stuff there. Thank you for showing off your music. If y'all wanna, I'm a small creator, so I'm gonna basically promo everyone because I want people to grow alongside me. Because like, Twin, if you're a producer and you wanna grow, you're growing with me, Twin. Appreciate it a lot. No problem, man. I'm willing. I am willing in the social status I'm in right now to listen to other people who are in the same position as me and listen to their songs and give feedback, because I think it's important that other people like critique each other, because how are we gonna get better if we don't know how people see our things from different views? And yeah, that's just my words though. Um, I feel like if you want a more uh based like general estimation of worldwide view of your songs, you'd have to like get a bunch of other people to listen to your songs. But I mean, that's how I hear it and see it. Yeah, awesome stuff, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I recommend you listen to macabre underscore ship dot ogg. What are you on about? Nah, I'm not gonna judge. I'm not gonna judge. I don't know what you're on about, but I'm not gonna judge. I, I twin. Alright, twins. Alright, cuz. Alright, chat. I don't know what that throat clear was, but whatever. Is it my old? Is it my old account as an FNF song? Oh, cool! Dude, I really want to make an FNF mod. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I really want to make an FNF mod. I have the art. I do art. Who do you think did the pngtuber? Me. I made the pngtuber. I made every single thing. Look, I can prove it. So we have this. That one back on my stream. Hold up. Oopsie. We have this outfit. We have this. We have this. And then we have drawing version, drawing version, drawing version. And then we have producer version, producer version, producer version. But the more casual clothes are for night streams. But it's the day right now, so we're keeping it casual. And this is like the secondary casual outfit. But yeah, I have the arts. I have the musics, technically. So I could technically make an FNF mod. I just don't know how to code. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Aight. Aight, chat. We gotta get back on topic. Or else, where would we be going? Anyway, let's look for some pads. Let's look for nice, cool sounding flex synth for my song right here. By the way, let's give another recap of what we have so far, because we spent a lot of time yapping, which good. We like yapping because yapping's okay. But we're gonna get a little recap in. Is the destructor off? Hold up. It's off. Okay. Alright. Bro, please? What are you pleasing for? What's the please for? Cool track, nice song. Thank you! It's still in development. But, yerp. Alright. Now that we know the gist of what I'm still working with, we're gonna add to it. We're gonna add to it, okay? We're gonna add to it. Shut up. Okay, we're gonna add to it, right? So let's go ahead and look through some thingies starting right now. So we have okay, that can work, yeah. Okay, I need to calm down. That can work. I can work. Lock in. I just wanted to ask you something. Sure, what's up? Ask me anything. Every single live stream is technically a Q&A, so you get to find out more stuff about me, except for my personal information. That's private. Anyway, my messages won't go on stream. No, what? What's wrong? I don't see any redacted messages on the YouTube chat, so I don't know what's going on. I was gonna ask you if you could listen to a song I told you about a little while ago. Oh, okay. Alright, sure. Yeah. I don't know why my voice went that high. What's with me, dude? I don't want to be annoying. No, it's okay. It's alright. I don't mean to be that type of streamer, but I literally don't have that many people watching, so you asking me to review a song is okay. You know, we have literally however long the stream takes. I might not actually get any actual work done, but hey, at least we're like jamming and stuff, I guess. But yeah. Alright. But yeah, no problem. Let me check it out. Wait, where is it available on? Where's this song available on? Oh, _ship.ogg. Okay, sure, yep. And I'm assuming it's probably on YouTube. I don't like assuming, but whatever. But I'm assuming it's on YouTube, so let's just check it out. Also, I have no idea if I pronounced the first word right, so oopsie. Hee hee. So I can't find it. I can't find it. Oopsie. It's not on YouTube. Oh, it's on SoundCloud. Oh, okay. Thank you. 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 I'm gonna stop. Okay. Alright, and I found it. Alright. We're gonna give it 4 minutes! You know what? No judgment. No judgment. We're gonna listen to it. Alright, we're gonna listen. I don't know if you want me to listen to the entire full 4 minutes, but we're gonna listen to it, and I'm gonna give some feedback. No critiquing, just some feedback, unless you want critiquing. Up to you. I hope you like it. Yerp. Okay. Let's give it a listen. Shut up. Okay, let's give it a listen. Okay, let's give it a listen.
You can't count on much these days.
No way, Jim. This
And
is
apparently,
incredible.
But you can
because I
always
don't
count
have
on Sundays.
premium, because I don't have premium SoundCloud, I can't listen to any song without ads. So that's just awesome. So there's an NFL ad playing right now. That is just super embarrassing. Okay. Alright. This is a song. Also, I'm probably gonna listen to like half of it because I'm not saying that I don't want to listen to the full part of it, but unless you want me to listen to the full part of it, but yeah, because I just reminded myself of something when I heard the chromatics, so I'm like, ooh. But yeah, we're still gonna take a listen. Okay. But it sounded really epic so far. Oh, also, by the way, baseball, I think you're most likely talking about the Streamlabs chat. Well, no, because I can see your messages through there. So I don't know what chat issue's going on, but I hope maybe I can fix it. I don't know. But let's continue listening. Very suspicious? The song? It sounds nice so far. So you can see this right now. Yeah, I can. Okay, I know I didn't listen to it all the way through. Man, I just feel kind of mean for just stopping it halfway through, but I kind of want, I don't know why, but I kind of want to get through what I want to say about it. So, first off, I like it. It's super radical, super awesome, and to me, FNF songs, I don't really hear that many new recent FNF songs. Like, the most hype one that I listened to constantly was Silly Billy, which is by the way super duper awesome. but I don't really see that many FNF songs, and I think this one is extremely unique and really awesome, and it sounds kind of like the final song of an FNF mod. I don't know how else to describe it because I'm not I don't make FNF mods even though I really want to. But I like the chromatics. They sound super duper interesting and unique. And the composition, I don't even know if you'd call it composition. I'm just trying to use words to make myself seem smart, I guess. Hee hee. But anyways, I like the way you produced it. It is super duper awesome. Please keep doing what you're doing because yeah. Like I said, I'm not a professional. So, if I were to give it a rating, I'd say I'd give it the same rating as the last song. 7.5 out of 10 because I like fairness and I like being fair. When I type certain things, it doesn't go through. Uh-oh. What the hecky? And YouTube isn't letting me know that a message is being redacted? That's really scummy. Because usually if a message is being hidden, it would say message redacted. It would, like, visibly show me whether a message is being hidden without my prior knowledge. But apparently, your messages are getting hidden when you type something. That's... Let me use my other account. Okay. So... Oh, 3D Prints, this is the other alt account. Hi! Welcome back. Okay. Yep. Alright. So. Yeah. Alright, so that song actually reminded me. Hold on, let me save this song real quick. Cause if I'm gonna take advantage of this. And now that I have a live audience, I wanna show that said live audience some of my actual songs too. They're short, by the way, so don't worry. Speaking of, because we're on mostly the topic of FNF, I made my own chromatic. Yep. So where is it? Right here. Yep. Made a chromatic of myself. Super awesome. I did a short little cover of Yoisabi Idol. Whatever it's called. But yeah, made my own chromatic. If it would show properly. Yeah, took samples of my voice, Frankensteined them together into one large chromatic. Yeah. If a message just get redacted, does it tell you what I typed? If a message gets hidden, I can most likely preview it because I think there was a message that did get redacted, so... Okay, so apparently I can't review redacted messages. I can't. Unless there's a certain time limit you have to reviewing said redacted messages, but if I get a message redacted, I don't think I can read it. So, I definitely need to look into that, because that's really weird if you're experiencing chat issues. Alright. So, we have my chromatic. Super cool. Awesome. Okay, so here is a little short cover of Idol by Yoisabi with my little FNF chromatic thingy. Can you... subscribe? I'm back, I gotta go, but fun fact, one of my chromatics of my song is my voice. Awesome! Cool! Can you subscribe to my other account? Sure, of course! I don't know why it was redacting it. I think YouTube thought it was self-promo, but self-promo the heck out of yourself, man! You gained yourself a subscriber. You've gained yourself a subscriber, my dude. Subscribe to Baseball Broa. Subscribe to him. We're gonna grow together, twin. As small content creators. You and me, twin. Support small creators. Yep. See, it works like that. Yeah, that's really annoying. Thank you so much. No problem, dude. Anytime, my bro. Anytime, my twin. See, y'all are all my twins. All my viewers, they're all my twins. So in reality, you're not safe. When I call you twin, you're not safe, twins. I'm gonna shut up. Alright. Listen to this. So, I wouldn't really... If you want to use this chromatic, I wouldn't know how to link it to make it usable. Because if you're willing to use a chromatic for my chromatic for, like, F&F songs, then, like, I wouldn't mind, but I'd have to find some way to, like, link it in my channel description. Because y'all are pretty suspicious links. I'm suspicious of links in chats, so I think it's more reliable if you go to my home page and look at links there. Almost forgot the other chromatic is my BF voice. Ooh, cool! Fan-made boyfriend chromatic. Awesome. Radical. Rad sauce. You're my 17th sub. Yay! But yeah. I don't know how else to link or to make this chromatic available because right now it's private. It's personal use right now. But in case you were to use my chromatic and make an F&F mod out of it, because I low-key am scared to code for myself unless someone does or doesn't want to do it for me. I'm gonna have to find some way to link that said chromatic. Also, if you want a character to go on, you can use my pngtuber, for example. Look at this. Look at this. Ooh. Ew, ew, ew. Ew, ew, ew. That's not the full body image, but yeah. That's the torso. Mostly the torso. Okay, I'm gonna go back into hiding. Okay, there we go. Yep. There we go. Oh, I'm a little tall. I'm gonna shrink. Okay. Alright. What would happen if I were to put my phone number in this chat as a prank? This is Fargame's friend, he left. Maybe don't do that. Okay, look, I know I'm all high and mighty about, I'm all high and mighty about my privacy, but if you read the chat rules, I'm not all for posting personal information or making people known of personal information about you, a person around you, or me. So I really wouldn't recommend you do that. I'm not mad, but just don't, please keep things private. If you do that, I might have to time out the account because I don't want any personal information to be spread. So yeah, keep things civil, keep private information private. Be safe. We don't know what's out there on the internet. So do not give your number to a streamer and random strangers on a stream. Moral of the story. That's why it's called Macabre Ship. Oh. Oh no. Hey, where my friend was trying to put my number here. I know. He, she, or they typed in the chat, so I don't see it. If they did type it, well, guess what? It's not there. I don't see it, so you're good. Yeah, follow the chat rules, guys. Don't post your personal information for craps and giggles. It's not funny. 'Cause, like, personal information is, like, really highly valued. So doing that is just, like, oof. Yeah. You're good, though. I don't see your number. If I were to see a singular phone number, I would immediately delete the message and maybe time out the account depending on how long the person has that said account, and I would pretend I saw nothing at all. Because I value everyone's privacy, including myself. Because privacy is awesome. Yeah. But yeah, you're good. Ah, dude. Alright. So, the chromatic. Yes, it is private right now, but I'm gonna find some way to link my chromatic so people make like fan Friday Night Funkin' songs of me and Friday Night Funkin' mods, which likely will never happen unless you're that insane and that talented and that crazy. But yeah, alright. This also gives me the time to... Well... Nah, I'm gonna end stream here. You know what? I'm gonna end stream here. Don't go! Don't go. Don't go yet. Don't go yet. Because I want to explain some stuff for what might happen next stream. Because I wanna. Also, what you just saw, I was switching over to Streamlabs, so I was doing the weird little thingy when I was switching over. So yeah, you can see my games. You can see my stuff. Yeah. No personal information over there, but just wanted to clarify. Okay. So, let's switch over to the just chatting area. You know? Let's put back on, let's put back on the music we had in the background. No, of course there's a freaking ad because I'm too poor to afford YouTube Premium. Alright, so, what are the plans for the future streams? So first off, you know how I said I wanted to, you know how I said, like, last week? It was either last week or this week, how I wanted to, play a game? A new game that I got? Well, chat. Well, everybody. I didn't feel like playing it this week. And I felt like just doing an FL stream where I basically nerd out on everybody and just kind of, like, promote myself, I guess. And promote others, too, because if you're a small creator and you're willing to promote yourself, do it, bro. We're gonna grow together, twin. Anyways, the game that I was planning on playing, if anyone's ever heard of the new game before, is Dragon Ball Genkishin Squadra. So, I don't know when you guys want the stream, because I'm thinking maybe next Saturday, maybe? But, yeah, I want to play Genkishin Squadra, because I, like, played one match, and I'm like, oh, I'm pretty scared. Because I think even with, like, online games, I get, like, pretty scared. I also have the finals, so if you want the final stream... Oh. I see. So, I see your messages. I punched him. Good on you, man. Please don't hospitalize your friend. But anyways, I don't condone violence as long as it's consensual. Even then, I don't condone violence. Chad, don't listen to me. Anyways, yeah. So, if you want to see me play Genkishin Squadra or the finals next week, maybe on a Saturday, let me know, because I want to play more games for y'all. And the more variety, the more traction, the more cool stuff. Yeah. I'm dog water at both of the games right now. I'm dog water at the finals. I'm dog water at Genkishin. But I really, really want to play both of them on stream, because y'all need food. Y'all need internet food. Y'all need some digestible Lunar content to sink your teeth into. because I don't really have any other videos other than my fiber optic cable core and me just explaining the general state of YouTube. Yeah. So, if and when I stream those games, I might turn them into a video, you know? I don't know if it's... it might go in the drafts because of how bad I am, how bad I've gotten at just being a streamer, but maybe if I do this multiple times, I might get better, you know? It's all about consistency. What did I say at the start of the stream? Consistency. We love consistency. But yeah. That's my ramblings. That's my rantings. Please do let me know what you want to see for me, because I really want to play more variety of games. And yeah, I've been wanting to play. I've been feeling less motivated to play the finals, but Genkishin Squadra I've been fairly motivated to play on stream. So if y'all want that, let me know. That's gonna end the stream. So yeah, thank you so much for watching my content and sticking around and even just being there in general. Like, y'all don't realize it, but technically the more, like, the longer the watch, or even if you just click on your stream, you're giving me attention. And I like attention. I don't like bad attention, but I like the good attention of being noticed. So thank you so much for acknowledging my stream today. It was very nice of you. There's still a freaking fruit fly. Oh, I got it. I got the fruit fly. Okay. Anyways, thank you so much for stopping by, watching my stream, watching it all the way through if you've got that far, because holy crap, your attention span is so awesome. Yeah. Thank you for watching my streams, and yeah, I hope we can stream next week. Yeah. Alright. Again, I don't know how many times, I don't know how many thank yous are enough, but thank you genuinely for giving, if you're a new viewer, thank you for giving my content a chance and taking a look. If your songs was featured on the stream, you're making really great stuff, and I want you to continue doing what you're doing, because consistency is awesome and epic. And yeah, let me know which y'all want to see from me. And yeah, I'm gonna end stream. Dude, the hardest thing is ending stream, because it's like, it's either it's so awkward or it's so sad, because like I like streaming with y'all. I like the general home feel of this audience. No parasocial, by the way. Please don't get parasocial. If you're gonna get parasocial, please keep it to yourself. But yeah, no parasocial. But yeah, genuinely, I really like this little, I'd say, community we're making. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you. I watched the whole thing? Dang! Props. I'm definitely a new viewer, lol. I'd say as far, because I think when I saw, because we used to play Minecraft Bed Wars. So technically, you've been around since most likely 2023. Because my best of 2023 literally has you in it. So you've been around the block a while, almost since the beginning of my streaming career. I say streaming career because you've been featured on my streams. My old channel past, if you want to look at my old channel past, go into my playlist section and look at my old videos, because holy crud, they're absolute dog water. That's how I see it though. But you technically have been around for a while. As far as viewing my content, you haven't, I'd say you're like new, but not like fresh new. You've been around the block with my channel, and you've especially been around the block with my channel history. So I'd say you're a natural. If you've been around since the beginning of my streaming career, I'd say you're a oldie fan. I'm not calling y'all unk, but I'd say y'all are some old fans, and I appreciate it. And new fans, any type of fans, I appreciate your support, because your support is support regardless, and I like support. I want to watch stream, but I need 50. Oh, I want to stream, but I need 50 subs. 50 subs to stream? There's like an eligibility in your thingy. there's like a eligibility thing you can do. I'm not gonna completely explain. I'm not gonna completely explain how I got to be able, like, completely explain everything on how I was able to stream, but I just had to do some eligibility tests, and I make it for all 3 categories, just as having, just as being able to be monetized at a certain subs count. I'm not monetized right now, but being able to be monetized at a certain sub count, and being able to stream for longer, and being able to have videos. So yeah, maybe it's just stream embedment, like being able to have sponsored streams, but yeah, keep doing what you're doing. And I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and we're gonna keep doing what we're doing, and consistency is awesome, and epic, and radical. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say those words, but they're like my main go-to words. But yeah, I'm gonna finally end stream, I'm gonna stop yapping, I'm gonna end stream, and I'm probably gonna see you guys Saturday with some finals or Genkishin Squadra. I don't know. Let me know in the comments of this stream, because I like feedback. Unless you want it to be my choice, then hey, I'll decide it up to a coin flip or a wheel, but I'm gonna end stream now. Thank you for viewing my stuff. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye.